welcome to Flory Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Bandai's latest release. This is 1/12 scale K-2S0 from the new Rogue One film. Now what we're going to do is have a look around all the sprues, have a detailed look at it, see what it's like, and then we're going to put it together. So, looking at the box, we can see we've got K-2S0 on the front there, looking absolutely fantastic, and the usual type of things around there. So we've got a couple of screenshots from the film, and then obviously these are actually him right the way through, alright. And then we've got it round on the back here as well. So your number for this one is 0209433. Okay, and we've got a little bit more on that side, as you can see, just down there. Now, he is the sort of new R2-D2, if you like, but this one is a lot more attitude, shall we say, and everything else like that. So what we do is put that on there a second. I'll tell you what, we can stand that up there. Here we go. So, usual thing, down in the box, as you can see, we've got them styrene sheets, and looking at it, I'm loving the texture and the colours of this as well. There isn't going to be, I don't think, too much to him, because, quite frankly, there isn't too much to him. If that makes sense, but never mind, we'll have a look through. See, the usual way of doing their sort of leaflets, as you can see down here. Let's bring that camera out just a little bit so we can get it all in. Alright, so it's your fold out type ones on here. So, usual thing, starting just down on here, we're going to be putting the head together. Looks pretty straightforward, going through, dropping all of those in. All the different parts down there in that, around the actual head system. Alright, as that goes in there, very straightforward. Then we move over to the other side. The sort of chest plate going in there. Okay, and this is very different to the way the sort of stormtroopers go together and the other figures. This is totally different in there, so we'll have to have a look to see it actually goes in. Like these little ones here, PC7, they actually look like the wrist joints on this. So it'd be interesting to see how these all fit on there. The outer collar, we've actually got the check area for around doing the neck. And there we go, we've got the actual back parts going down in there, the little aerials, things like that. The head being put on via a neck assembly as well onto there, just like that. Then we're working on down into the leg sections. As you can imagine, he is quite a spindly looking guy. Okay, so we're putting all of those in down there to the feet and all the rest of it. So putting those in, as we can see, the legs. Then in with those long arms as well, exactly the same type of way. Got the little shoulder cuffs going down in there as well, so that's pretty straightforward onto that one. And on the other side, and then it looks like we do have the sort of one-piece hand system running into this one. Be interesting to see how that is actually completely posable, a lot like the bigger Gundam mech kits, things like that. Okay, and then exactly the same for the other arm. Arms being fitted on the usual type of way. Sorry, it's falling over. And then obviously we've got the stand as well, where it looks like we do get a little area to hold him up at the back, because he is very tall. Not sure if his feet are going to lock into the bottom plate or if they are. Okay, and then on the back we've got obviously the decal and painting instructions, which to be honest there isn't many going down in here. A little bit of red going down there. The big one will be this colour around the outside, which we have got as a decal and as a sticker, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how those go on and how they're fitted on there. So that looks pretty good. Now down here in the parts themselves, so we've only got 2 sprues, and again this doesn't feel like your standard styrene. This is quite a softer moulded styrene set and all the rest of it. So generally, as you can see, if we drop down this top sprue shot just a bit, as you can see, not too bad. It's a nice matte finish, quite a dull finish. Looks like we've got a little bit of release agent on this one. Got some shiny spots and things like that down on there, but generally no problem at all with any of that. And then if we just have a little bit more of a closer look, we start around here at the top. As you can see, we've got some of the different areas all looking very nicely, very crisply moulded right the way through. No problem with any of those at all. Can't really say it's going to be quite complex because he's all the same colour, so you've actually got to look for the sprue parts. And again, he's not your traditional trooper figure like we've got in front of us. If you've done one of those before, they all roughly go together exactly the same way. This, on the other hand, is a little bit different. We do have the hand over here, and I was hoping it's going to be fully posable. It doesn't look like it is. Okay, so that would be an interesting thing to look at to see how that is. A lot of the Bandai ones, they have that sort of movable, moulded in one hand system. I was sort of hoping he would have something else like that, but I'm thinking at this scale it will obviously be quite difficult to do that. Okay, and then on to the other one. We'll look at the decals in a moment. And again, as you can see down here, pretty straightforward, but we've got mixed media. So over on this side, as you can see, we've got all the metal looking parts for the sort of titanium bits, the heavy metal ones, and then over here we've got some more of that black work. So we've got the chest plate, the feet, and all the rest of it, and then over here we've got those shoulder ones. Okay, so again, slightly different colour again, and then obviously more metal parts, and then down here we've actually got some clear parts as well. So different mixed media, and again, this one is very softly done. So it looks like what they're going to do, I was thinking that some of these parts, you know, you don't have that normal sprue, which has got, you know, all the rubber parts, sort of, you know, the poly cap parts, but down in here we do have literally just a few small polycap parts down in there like that, and we got the usual stand, which the foot plate will be put in there, but we got the usual stand as they all go together on there like that. Decals and stickers. So as I said, I am a fan of the stickers. The reason I'm such a fan of the stickers is when you look at these decals and all the rest of it, you might notice there's quite a large amount of carrier film around it. You will notice that a lot of these parts go inside little slots. Okay, so the thing is, you have to cut the carrier film right the way off the decal before they'll fit in there. Once they're in there, no problem. The stickers, on the other hand, because these are die cut, they're actually cut to exactly the right width. So when you put those in, they go in. So if you have got something where you've got a hole and the actual decal goes straight down in there, that actually it will just place straight in with a sticker. And then what I tend to do is put a drop of something like a clear coat over the top just to seal it in and hold it in properly. And usually they're good to go. They're probably some of the best stickers that I've seen. But the thing is, if you're going for a straightforward build-up, unpainted, a little bit like we've done down here with the Death Trooper, you can get away with using the stickers quite extensively. The thing is, if you're going to go in with painted, something like we've done with Boba Fett and the Sand Trooper, things like that, then the decals are going to be the way to go, because you need to weather them in at the same time as everything else. But generally, as you can see, they are not too bad at all. They're very nicely done. The colours are very good. Say a little bit always more yellowy, sort of softer colours, if you like, on the actual stickers than you do actually on the decals. The decals always tend to be a little bit sharper, but obviously that is part of the printing stage. But the other thing as well, the decals, you can see quite a glossy look. This isn't out of focus, it's just that they are quite a matte look, and on camera it does tend to play it up just a little bit. So what we're going to do, clear it away, get some parts off the sprues, let's put them together. Okay, so let's get on with it. We're going to start off down here. As you can see, we're going to go in with the head, and I've already cut out all the bits and pieces, and we give them a clean out. Now, just to bring you up to a little bit of speed here, the actual helmet, as you can see, for the top of his head has quite a nasty seam line that runs right the way through it. It's not very nice, and there is a couple of little sprue gates on there as well. I've taken the opportunity to do it first, so I scrape clean them, and then we just went in with two-type sander. So we went in with a medium one, and then we just went over the top with a buffer, but not the white side, because we want it to look quite mattish, because obviously if we use the white side, it will turn to gloss. We'll end up with a Death Trooper, okay, where we want it to keep with the overall look. As you can see, he's quite flat looking, all right? So that's what we've done with there. So we've got all the parts down in here, and we've got one of the poly caps, which is PC7, which is this one here. So starting off with, I think we're coming in with this guy just here. So we've got the actual polycap system on A35 and A34. It's just going to fit in between, okay? So literally you've got the little dome. There is a small little ejector pin in there, but I'm not worried about that. That one sits in, and then this guy covers it over. So the poly cap is down in there. Now you might want to just adjust it a little bit just to make sure it is free and everything before you do give it the all important squash together. Okay, so that's that one done. Then we've got down in here, we've got A24, okay, which is basically going to be the system which is going to lock it all in together, okay, which is basically the side of his head, for want of a better thing. Okay, so this guy is just going to fit just down in here. Okay, so this is A24 just going up underneath, which basically gives you the bottom of his head. Okay, that's down here is the neck. Okay, so that's that guy going on down on there. Then on the other side we've got these two larger parts, which are the sides of his head, and with his neck and everything else. You've got a hole, okay, it is going to line up just down in here, and it pushes in. And then the same thing again, you've got the hole on the side of his head, and there's a locating pin, and that is just going to come in, and it's going to go in. So you've got the sort of back of his head all done now, and that ball neck joint is down in there just like that. Have I got ahead of myself? A47? I think we have, sorry. we've just got to pop A47 down in there as well. Okay, so let's just pop that apart again. Okay, and that is the nice thing with all of these, because if it does, you get a little bit ahead of yourself like that, you can actually just pop these guys in. So we got these ones. Okay, so A47, which is the chin part. Okay, that is going to go in, and it just pushes in to each side. Okay, then we can put the head in. Okay, so with the chin part in, then the other one can come in and just gently line them up so the chin part goes in literally just like that. Okay, so with that little guy in there, so you've got the grey around the outside coming through literally just like that. Then we've got these two outer ones. Okay, and then these little guys are going to fit just down in here, so they sort of go in to make a little cheek area. Okay. Same on the other side, so you've got both of those in, giving that all important colour underneath. Okay, then we've got this little guy down here, A25, which is going to just slide into the middle. And it's going to go right in over the top, and it pushes in on the front, and it sort of locks all of those three little parts in the front, literally just like that. Then we come up to his head, and we've got to put his eyes in, so we've got the little decals for the backs of his eyes, if you want to fit those in. So what we'll do is we'll use the stickers for these. We can just peel these off. These are number 4. So the idea is these are silvery, so they're going to stick to the back here, and it'll just help reflect the light. Now if you wanted to, you could use a little bit of silver paint instead of using the decals, but instead of using the stickers or the decals. These are quite clear, they're not going to give a massive effect I don't think, but it'll be enough just to break it up just a little bit. And again, if you ever want to keep stickers stuck down, then just pop a little bit of clear coat over the top. Okay, then the eyes can then just fit in. So these are just going to be a straightforward, and hopefully be a straightforward push in the back. So it looks like his actual, get his eyes in. There we go. Needs a bit of a manhandle to get the spray or splay put in, but they don't push right the way through and flush. They are slightly countersunk just on there, just like that. Okay, then the head goes on, push down, and there we have K-2S0's face and head done. Pretty straightforward, as I say, just a little bit fiddly getting those in, but it's not known. But also a lot of that is when you pre-cut them out, you have to remember which is which. Okay, so there we go, that's his head. We just put it off to one side just for a minute. Next up, we've got the torso. So as you can see over here, we've got the torso system. So again, we've already got these taken out. So down here we have the body. All right, so that one's in there like that. Then we've got this one here, which is number 20. Okay, A20, and we're just seeing this guy is, I can assume, just fits in, just making sure the flat area is to the rear. Okay, so that is just going to push in at the top here. The right way around might help. Flat to the rear. Okay, so that's his outer neck put in just like that. It says about having it facing sort of downwards. So we'll do the same. So that is on there just like that. Okay, and then we're just going to take the rear part of the body, and this is just all going to slide in. So that goes in the rear. And then we have the front. Okay, a few clicks, always a good sign. That's how they'll know like that. Then we've got a couple of polycaps, PC7s again, are going to go on the arms. I say, this is definitely a little bit different to what we've seen in previous builds, having the arms system like this, making sure they're in and flush. Then we've got these guys, so we've got B15, okay, and 34. So this is technically the shoulders. Going to be fitting in just here like that. Okay, then I assume, I don't know how heavy these have to go in. Thinking, not going to overforce them because we don't want to break anything, but that's those two in like that. Okay, then we got these guys. So we've got A11, A12, and again they've got a little key system how they go up. So if you look at the top, you can see a little tab. They've got a little tab on there. And then they're going to go in and push in, which will hold it all slightly together. And we have on the other side a similar key, but it's down the bottom. There we go. That's the body part on. Now, neck ring. Are you going to use the neck ring? Are you going to use the stickers? Or are you going to use the decals? Personal choice. It's saying about now, putting them in now, because you're not going to be able to do it afterwards. Of course you can. You just pull the head off and do it afterwards. What we're going to do is we'll have a look, get them together, and then if we want to go around and detail it and paint it, because these aren't looking exactly, the first time really with Bandai, these are looking a little bit plasticky, but you know, we could obviously go around and redo those in a metal and work our way around with things like that. Flipping on the back, we've actually got his little communications antennas and things. So we've got the short and long. The long I think goes to the right. Oh, it's different size holes anyway, so that's handy. So we've just got one going in there and one going in here. Alright, so that's really straightforward. So that's just A4 and A3. A4 is the longer one, but we've got the two little antennas at the rear, just literally like that. Okay, next up we can pop his neck in. So the short little one just going to go into the neck, and then the head fits on the longer one, and he's in at the top. And there we go, body done. Okay, so now we're on to the hips. So you can see up here part 3. So we've got these little guys. We've got A5, A38, so that's quite a straightforward push fit right over the top. Couple of slots in the back, let those drop in. Alright, so we've done that one. We've already done the other one, to be honest, with both sides of those. Okay, then we've actually got the hip section itself. So we've got a couple of these polycaps are going to lock into this. Okay, so this is the other side of it, which is A10. Okay, so we're just going to pop one in on one side. Make sure they're pushed all the way down. Okay, and then this little guy is just going to push together and lock them in. Okay, so that's making sure, nice push, clean push all the way through. Okay, then these two are just going to interlock together, and then this drops down over the top. Okay, so pin to the front and then forward and back. This is just going to drop in and pushes right down and makes the section literally just like that. Okay, very straightforward so far. Then we got this is going to drop down on the top. Okay, so 3 pegs, only goes one way, only all fits in, which usual thing will lock everything when it is all in together. Fits in, and then again polycap straight down over the top, because it's going to join his torso up. Okay, so that's that one in there just like that. And then we've got the front part of the section and we've got the rear, okay, on these as well. Okay, so the rear is just going to come up and push right on in here. Okay, so just lining up the holes. So, just making sure we are that way. One goes over, and then the other one. Got the little square peg. Square peg is just going to push in, and then tops close, bottoms close, right the way in like that. And then just round here on the back, We've got a little cover. I assume this is where the stand, you might be able to have the stand fitted for it, but if you're not worried about that, that's just going to push right in at the back. I'm going to seal that in. Okay, so there we go, that's the hip section done. Then we've got to do the actual hips, the joints themselves. So literally pretty straightforward. B41, B48, just going to do a push fit right over the top, literally like that. And then these only go one way, or hopefully will only go one way. Okay, so we're just going to fit this in like that. So those go in. We've already done the other side as well. And then these will just push in each side, and then it becomes his legs. Okay, so that one goes in one way, and then obviously facing inwards. Okay, that's as good as that. That's really straightforward, very, very simple. Okay, then we can just put them together. So it's just going to click up inside there, and there we go. That's his body done, literally just like that. Pretty straightforward, no problem with that at all. Okay, so next up, quite complex, we're going to get on with the legs, and we've got the arms. Okay, so next up, the legs. Very long legs on this guy. So as you can see, we've got it up here, starting off with the, if we do it this way, we've got this little guy here, which is B7. It's just going to slot down in the bottom here. Okay, and then we've got B6, straightforward, he's going to go in at the top. Okay, and then obviously we've got the two halves come together to lock those in. Okay, nice fit in those. All right, then on the outside part, you've got B37, which is just this little plate. Now it is keyed on the back and only goes one way. Okay, so make sure you get it right the way, otherwise it won't go in at all. All right, so that's his little hip section done, just like that. Next up, we've got this big guy, which is B18. It's toothed down the bottom, it's keyed as well. And then you've got to get this in through. This is a clear part, okay? So this is A28, and then it goes in. Now, as I say, I put it down literally like this, and then you can ram it through, and it goes through around about halfway. Okay, so make sure it is sitting in halfway, and then you've got these two guys, A32, A33, are going to go on the outsides, and then making sure that is all squeezed, and make sure it's central to both parts down in there. That's his knee joint. Okay, and then underneath, which actually locks all this in, down on the keyed side, we've actually got toothed as well, big tooth and a little tooth, but it only actually goes one way, and it's going to fit right over the top, which is A30, which then locks that all in there like that. Okay, nice little touch. Then we've got his lower legs. Okay, so literally just down in here, you've got this one is just going to come in, and it's like a tooth key, and it fits in there. Only goes one way, and it slots in there just into that key. All right, and then his outer lower leg will just go in there. So B44, B42. Okay, lock into the knee like that, and then down the bottom here, we've got his little ankle. So we've got parts A31, A39. Just gonna overcoat those, and then that goes in. Okay, nice, very, very straightforward. So that just goes on there literally just like that. Then it's his foot. So we've got the foot parts just down in here. So to start off with, we've got B17, and then we've got B45, and that literally is just going to sit upside down in here. And it looks like it's falling out, and it is falling out all the time. It doesn't really want to stay in there, okay? And you're thinking, right, well, that's got to clip in there somewhat better. Well, it will, because what you got is the toe part at the front, or the top of the foot, and that is going to actually lock it down and in. Okay, so that goes in and holds that ankle, but until that's in there, it doesn't really do much. Then on the front, you've actually got the toes. So we've got the two parts at the front, which is just going to sandwich in together, which is B21 and B20. Leave the little shims each side of it when you cut them off the sprue, and then literally what's going to happen is the toe section just sits on here. What I tend to do is push this in underneath bottom of the foot. Don't push it all the way home. Okay, and then you can actually pop the toe section in on the front literally just like that. Then push the foot up, and then simple job of the foot pushing into the ankle, and then his thigh will then just go in at the top. Just trying to think, we've got one on that side, so this will be over this side. So it's that way. Okay, and there we go. Make two. So we've got both legs, long legs on this little guy, literally just down on here, and then these will come up, and then down in the slot, making sure you get your forward and backs right, these will then just push in, and they go one, and they click and push in, and there we go. That's his legs on, like that. Pretty straightforward. As I say, he's pretty poseable as well. We can manipulate him around into various poses and everything. I don't know if he's going to quite stand yet. Yes, he will. He'll stand as well. Right, next up, the arms. Okay, so last up we are in with the arms. Okay, so starting off just down in here, we get the parts all laid out just a little bit so we can see him a bit clearer. Okay, so actually what we've got is B39. Okay, then we got this little guy up here, which is going to fit. Okay, goes like that. Making sure it is the right way round, because obviously we've got left and rights and everything else here. Okay, then it's going to be sandwiched in by B40. Okay, which is obviously just making the very top of the shoulder. Then we've got the actual forearm, sorry, the bicep, and that is going to go in. Now it only goes one way. You've got a slot at the back, and it just fits in, and then it will drop in and click. There we go. So that is in there like that. So that's the bicep. That one's in. Okay, then at the top we've got the shoulder bell. Okay, and the inner part again only goes one way. It is all keyed, just like all the others. Okay, so that literally just goes in and pushes in nicely into the shoulder area, and then this will go in and then just slots in and then clicks on, and then obviously gives you your working shoulder joint just like that. Okay, so we can just pop that out of the way. Right, okay, then it's on to the actual elbow section. So again, very similar to the knee down, you've got the clear part which needs to be pushed halfway through, and these fit a little bit easier, so that just drops in there like that. Then you've got the two sides of that one which are going to go on just like this. So this is your A46. Give you one square. There we go. That's it. And A44, which is just going to push each side so it's clear in the middle, and then just goes through. You've got a little lock on the back so you can't overextend the elbow. Okay, and then underneath this, again, it's keyed, so it only sort of goes one way, which is quite a nice touch. Okay, so we've got this collar, which is just going to fit up and over. If I'm going to go up and over, a little bit of a lock just on there. Get this around the right way. Okay. So key to the front, that to the rear. That fits over just like that. Okay, and then you've got the other part of that one which is going to go over, and it only goes one way on that one again. Okay, so that just goes up and locks in, so that's the actual shoulder area completely, the elbow joint locked in. Then we can do the hand at the same time. So again, A40, A41, A44, sorry, 45, just goes in like this, and this is the plate for the hand. Okay, so then on the hand itself, this one's just going to come up, which actually makes the plate of the actual hand. Okay, so there's like a T section, and that's just going to fit in like that, and it pushes in. Okay, then you've got the thumb, just going to go in the socket. You've just got it literally just down in there. Okay, so that sits on there like that, and then you've got the outer, which is going to come in, and it's just going to sandwich the entire bits together. So it's B12 going on there, and then you can actually push the hand up into it So he's got a movable thumb, but that's about it. It's not posable actual hand, okay? Then we can just pop it all together, so we can just pop the actual forearm in. Then we come in with the actual bicep, and again, it's keyed. It only actually will go in one way, which is quite a nice touch. Then we're just going to come in with the shoulder, and there's the arm done. And again, you make two, literally just like that, and then you can just grab him, put them on, and they will just fit on the outside, and then they will go on the outside. And again, you can actually rotate the joints a little bit, and there is K-2S0 reporting for duty, and he is all done. As simple as that. Now we do get other hands, so if you wanted to, you could pull the hand out, and then you can just come in with another hand. I've got it around the right way, and you could have more of a grip. So if you wanted to, you could pop a gun in there, and all the rest of it, depending which way you wanted to do it. Okay, so you can have open hand or closed hand, just like the normal troopers, with just a change of a push fit into the hand, literally just like that. But there we go. There is K-2S0 reporting for duty. Very, very nice. No problem with him at all. Again, he's a fantastic Bandai kit. Literally an hour, pop him together, and you're good to go. Now again, this is one of those things you could go on, you could paint, you could weather, you could do all the bits and pieces to him. The stickers, again, you could easily just pull this apart now, pop the stickers on afterwards, or actually your decals, anything else, which way you wanted to do it. But again, he is another absolute fantastic kit. Bit of a must, obviously, for us Rogue One fans and everything else like that, but he is very, very posable. It's quite a nice touch. And again, amazingly, considering how tall and gangly this guy is, he is very, very posable. But you do get a couple of options. We've got literally just down in here, we have these guys. Usual, we've got the bases. So if you wanted to, the difference on this one is you've got a top and a bottom. So this, you could have a pole, and we've got a little mounting point down here, goes in that plate we put in the back. And if you wanted to, you could just pop him on here and then stand him on that. Get these in. These are new ones. They've got little teeth to hold it in better. Okay, so you could put him in leather like that if you wanted to, and hold him in through the back. Or your other option, in the more traditional way, is the usual type of footprint. So just pop these in, and then what you can do is you can pop his foot into the footprint, lock it in down there, and that way you could sort of pose him a little bit more exactly how you'd want him. But there we go, that is K-2S0 from Bandai. Beautiful kit, absolutely highly recommended.